All right, I guess we can jump in. Welcome everybody to your weekly wellness check. The intent is just for fitness-minded folks to just get together and talk about, our week, what we like about fitness, the products we like, primarily Peloton. Most of us are Peloton riders, runners, strength trainers. If you want to join the conversation, just hit the hand in the lower right of your phone and we'll bring you right up on stage. If you don't want to do that, it's all good. Just hang out in the audience, just listen to the conversation, no stress. It's not meant to be any stress. We don't need no more stress. None of us need that. No more stress. It's just like conversation, community, hanging with some good people. That's it. All right. So let's see. Topic number 1. Alex.
Although I don't feel like these were ranked in order of importance, but you made the agenda, so I'll let you.
They aren't? What's the most important one?
I really think number 3 is the most important, but if you want to go ahead and just get everyone engaged, up to you.
No, let's do that first. I like that idea. Let's do that first, get it all out of the way. There's a lot going on with that. So, I don't know. Most of you probably know, hopefully you know, that me and Tammy and Danielle collectively and Erica started a nonprofit corporation. It's named after my youngest daughter. It's called Breanne Corporation. The intent is to use that as a vehicle to fund equity work and support of some of the initiatives that I've been pressing and pushing over the last few years. And I named it after my youngest daughter because of, most of you guys know about her situation that she's been going through over the last few months, and us thinking that she had passed and having to make a decision on whether to pull the plug. And, the Lord blessed us and she came through, and actually she's coming home on Monday. So I'm excited about that. We're getting the room all ready. Which, by the way, the room where she's going to be staying is where I'm sitting right now, where I record. So now I got to find a whole nother place in the house to record. By the way, anyways, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so we all started the nonprofit, named it after my youngest daughter. There's a separate procedure that you have to walk through to then get 501c3 approved by the IRS. So, we've been waiting for a few months for that to get approved, and it actually was approved a few weeks ago, but the letter went to my P.O. box and I didn't check it. I checked it just the other day and I'm like, wait a minute, Erica, we were approved. So, so we're now official. We're an official 501c3 nonprofit. We're going to do a kickoff for the nonprofit on my mother's passed. She passed in 2021, but her birthday is December 15th. So we're going to kick it off on December 15th. We'll have a special clubhouse set up to just talk about what our intents are, what our mission statement is, what we're trying to do, what's on the site, kind of walk through of all the purposes of it. And so that'll be on the calendar. I'll put that in our group, and that'll be on Instagram. So more to come there. So we're all excited about that.
And I just want to say, a lot of people had reached out when you and your family were really in the thick of it. And, they were asking me and Danielle, what they could do if they could, send things or set up a GoFundMe. And, we kind of told everyone to be patient, that there was something bigger in the works. So hopefully you're still feeling as generous as you were back then. And when the site is up and ready, to make contributions, hopefully, you'll use some of that positivity that you had back then and pay it forward.
And so, I appreciate all of that. And hopefully so. And also, just one other bit of information with regards to it all. It's funny, we find out, we were already a corporation, but we were in a, IRS approved 501c3, and now we know we're that. But in the interim, I had been working with a local town town of Wethersfield, Connecticut, about placing a marker for an enslaved person that lived to be 110 years old, spent his entire life enslaved, working to make ropes at a rope walk, and he was promised, he was a participant in the Revolutionary War. He came back, wasn't freed. Then his enslaver died. In the will, he was supposed to be freed. The son-in-law contested the will, and so he wasn't freed. And then eventually he's like 87 years old and supposedly attempts to poison this second enslaver by putting arsenic in his coffee. The enslaver sees the arsenic in the coffee, so he doesn't drink it, but then he sends him to prison. He's convicted for life at age 87, and he spent the first 16 years at one prison, another 7 years at another prison, and dies at 110 years old. So his entire life, from when he was 6 years, or around somewhere when he was a young kid, we don't know exactly what age, he was either enslaved, and then at the latter parts of it, made a lot of people rich with what he did, and then he was imprisoned for the remainder of his golden years. So I've been working on researching his story, and working with that town of Wethersfield where he was supposedly buried, which is beneath a park, which used to be the second prison, since been torn down. We've since found out that he may not be there. Back at the time that he died, that prison had a relationship with Yale University, so they would send remains to the university for individuals that they wanted to test and experiment and prod on. So it now seems like his remains were sent to Yale, so now we're trying to work with Yale to, they keep a lot of stuff like that, so they may have his bones from 160 years ago or whenever it was. And so we're working with them to figure that out. Anyways, long story short, I've been working with that town. That town wasn't as helpful as I had wished they would be. So I eventually started working with the state, and the state loved the story, and they wanted to get them as a part of our Connecticut Freedom Trail, but they wanted more sites. They didn't want just one, and so I submitted a couple times with the state over the last couple months, and today I met with them, and I got official approval of 5 sites that are going to recognize him across 3 different cities in Connecticut. They're going to have like marble pillars with a state's emblem, and he'll be on their site, and we'll have ways to tell his story now, and tourists will know about his sites, and now it's being called his own trail. It's being called the Prince Mortimer Trail. So it's all big. We're all excited here in my household all about the approval, and there's work to be done now, but we're approved. We're all good now. So like we just learned we're a 501c3 and we already have a success, right? So it's all good.
Amazing. You're getting so many congratulations and kudos in the chat. I hope you got a chance to scroll through it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're all excited, but it's going to be more stuff like that, more works like that, and other relationships are happening with other groups to collaborate and tell more stories, and so there will be more information to come on all that stuff. So that is what is going on. Again, we're all excited. The kickoff again is December 15th. That'll go out, and you guys will be able to see it. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to myself, Tammy, or Danielle, and we can tell you more. Cool.
It's the only thing that's more exciting than Alex coming to the tread was that announcement right there.
I know. We're all hyped about it. It's all cool. So it's kind of it's one of those things that I've been working so long at, and so much research, so much digging, so much time spent at the Connecticut State Library, so many people, so many arguments and meetings. Like it's been going on for a year and a half, that for it to kind of culminate today in one committee meeting where they voted yes, I'm just still hasn't really hit me right. You know what I mean? Like it'll probably hit me tomorrow, but I'm all hyped. So anyway, on to the topics you guys are most interested in. That's Peloton, and Alex dropping a video, Alex Toussaint, during the week. I don't even remember what day it was. Like days are merging, but he drops a video that he is like, we ain't talking about the bike. We talking about the tread studio, and he was going into the tread studio. He is officially on the tread. A lot of people were real hyped up about that. I know he is. And I think everybody kind of saw it coming though, right? Did they, or am I kind of just assuming? No?
No, everyone saw it.
Right?
We saw it.
Right? They saw it, right?
And here comes the future Miss Toussaint here,
Yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah, I want to hear what Nicole has to say about it. I think we all kind of assumed it. Right? I mean, we saw that little thing on the site, and remember on the website, it was already listing him as a tread instructor.
Well, he's not running the marathon because I did try to put his name in the tracker after Nicole made that prediction, and it didn't come up. So,
well, Ashton Kutcher isn't registered either, so hang tight for that. And it's not the future Mrs. Toussaint; it's the current. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to come through as a shock, as
you think so?
a last minute drop. I do. I just have a feeling about that. I think he's going to run it.
Oh man, that would be awesome if it was.
This is what happens when you get COVID twice in 10 weeks. You have like ideas of grandeur over here.
COVID brain. I swear I'm alive. I swear, guys, I'm okay. And not to turn this from a nice, humble story and nice, amazing things, John, that you're doing to completely X-rated. But we are going live in studio on Thanksgiving Day for Turkey Burn.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to be in that class. I don't care what I have to do to get in it.
Yep, I want to get it too.
I'm going to do anything I can to get kicked out of that class because I am running topless. I don't care. I'm there. And the fact that Alex cannot run in tights, all of my prayers have been answered. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh my goodness. I got to figure out a way to get down there just so I can see how this all goes down now. See, I'm all excited about that. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped about him, announcing and everybody hearing everybody's excitement over it is really kind of cool. And I know he's excited about it, and he's been excited about it for a long time. So so this is all cool. It's good stuff for me. What's going on, Marcos?
Hey, John. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Doing good.
So, two things. With Alex on the tread now, that means that you're actually going to run now. You're not just going to be eating popcorn. So that's one.
That's right.
Two.
That's not true.
Rumor has it.
Still be sitting there eating chips and watching.
Rumor has it hasn't been confirmed by Pelobuddy, but I think Coco Loco's training for a marathon now that Alex is on the tread. That's what I've been hearing.
I'm telling you, if I have something to run after, if he's running, I'm chasing him. I don't care. I'll run that damn marathon. I will chase him and I will catch him.
And that's why he runs so fast.
Oh,
it was like he was running so fast on that, future self.
He was running real fast on that.
It's my way of training. It's a whole. I have a method to my madness. You're welcome.
He was running crazy fast on that future self joint. Goodness gracious. But yeah, this is good stuff. If he shows up at that marathon ready to run the marathon, that would be some news. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. I don't know.
But we still haven't seen the pictures that he took with Robin. So maybe he is running the marathon. Maybe those pictures are like his marathon promo shot.
You imagine if that's what this is? It's just a setup. It's going to show up. All of a sudden, it's going to be that. Man.
That would be wild.
You know what I mean? Well, we're going to be down there, though, right? We're going to be down there.
We
right?
are.
I mean.
That would deserve a cowbell.
Because you're going to be there, right, Danielle?
I'm going to be there.
Oh, get this. Look, I remember the date, November 6th, right? Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
See, I did. I said I remembered it, and then I asked you. But yeah,
we still haven't come up with a plan.
But I'm going to be there.
See, yep.
Yep.
We need a plan.
Yes, we have to come up with a plan. A couple of people reached out after last week's episode to ask where we would be cheering, so we still have to finalize that.
I had a plan, and then Steph blew it up. So now I need a new plan.
How Steph blow it up?
Because I was going to her house.
Oh, okay.
No, but she's going to the studio.
And now she's going to the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now I don't have a plan anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
Or you could just come to the studio with the rest of us.
Yeah.
It's like $70 to park at the studio for 3 hours.
Dang.
It's a Sunday. You can park on the street.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's not going to be any parking on the street. And how far is the studio from the race course?
It's far, but you take a subway or two.
A subway?
Did you just tell her to take the subway?
That's some funny shit right there.
Well, this is gonna be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be down there. I'm probably gonna have to order my own cowbell though, right? I can do that. I don't mind.
I have two.
You got two?
One for Danielle's each ear.
Oh, okay. We'd be both sides of Danielle just ringing them cowboys. I like that. That'll work.
Or you can Amazon Prime it like I did.
Yeah, I might do that. I'm thinking about getting something from Amazon Prime. I'll get that. What's going on, Jessica? What's happening?
Haiti is on the trend.
Right.
I am so excited.
In the building. That's what I'm saying.
I almost caught the Holy Ghost. I knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. That's right. You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming, but it's so... His last 2 classes, though, have you watched them? Because I know you don't take them, but have you watched them? You should. I actually think you should take them.
Okay.
Especially the one where it was just him and Ashton.
Yeah.
Because Bex programmed it, but she wasn't in the class. That one was really nice because you got to learn more. Of course, you know about his charity, but everyone in general, you get to know more about his background. And people that really don't ride with him may not know, that he went to military school and just him being a troubled child. He just lays all of that out and what he wants to do for the community. I think those that have not fallen in love with Alex yet, which obviously something's wrong with you, but if you haven't fallen in love with Alex yet, you will in this class, because it's just really admirable what he wants to do and how many lives he wants to touch. I just love him.
The more you over the years as Alex has kind of opened up and started to fill in the pieces. Like, he would tell his story early on, but there would be like components of it that he would kind of leave out. But over the last year or so, he's filled in those gaps. When he tells the story, he tells everything, even the pieces in between the gaps. And it's a very touching, much more feel good story that is something that motivates, I think. So, I'm glad he started to open up and kind of tell the story that way. Yeah, it's great.
Really, really nice how he's just like, because people, if you've ridden with him since the beginning, him being the only black man on the bike and that's the reason why I got the bike, was because of Alex. And he was my first person to ride with. Like, I was like, they got a black man, babe. I was so excited. And even then, like, some of the pieces of his story I didn't really know until, later on. It's been just recent. And he never really openly talked about, like, his Haitian background, etc. Right. And now I feel like he's really embracing it.
Right.
And I'm so happy. Yeah,
he's opened up. He's, like, started to fill in all those pieces. And every time I hear him tell the story, this year, every time I've heard him kind of tell the story, you see the evolution and all those gaps he's filling in that are very important. Yeah, I love it.
It's really nice.
His interview on the pilot was also really great. I don't know how many people have seen it, but he was awesome on that one. Yeah. I think you've seen it, John, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's some good stuff. And so this is I'm really excited about what he's doing and where he's going, and just being on the tread in general is I'm sure going to be a broader audience, right? And so I like that too. That makes me happy. And then also that, some of this stuff, he's an athlete and he presents that way, and he's very confident in what he can do athletically. And another reason why I think this all works, this is perfect. And this works great.
And he's one of the very few that really doesn't have another modality. So this is a long time coming. I'm just really happy for him and how much he's evolving.
Yep.
It's very exciting. And I don't know. I can't wait to see what else he brings.
I'm just like you just got it in that when me and Erica started researching our bike, it was like early 2016, and then we decided I'm gonna get that, and then I played John like who I am, and then I like procrastinated, and then I didn't buy it actually until like October of 2016. but when we were
a mess.
But when we were researching, he had just got there. Like, it was like April, May, I think, of 2016. He literally had just gotten to Peloton. And he was, when we were looking at the bike, the only African-American instructor they had. Now, the day our bike arrived, literally the day it arrived after ordering it, Allie was doing her premiere ride. Like, she was getting there doing a premiere ride. So I had that same fondness, just like you're talking, like where I was like, wait a minute, now there's 2 black people. Like, it was new for me, right, back then.
Yeah.
I was like,
just seeing them roll out, because I had mine since 2015. At the time, I rode a lot with Nicole, because remember Nicole Colton? No, was it?
You talking about Malene?
Yes, that's what was. I was like, what is her last name?
Yeah.
Yes, and she was such a vibe. And then when Alex came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. I was so excited.
Yep.
It's really nice how much diversity Peloton in general has evolved, and I think right now, it doesn't get the best rap, but overall, the company has really come a long way, and I'm just really excited to how much you see more of everyday people teaching and being a part of the brand. And, call it what you want, say what you want. They've really advanced in a lot of spaces, and giving opportunities to people that really deserve them.
They absolutely have. I absolutely agree with that. And what's funny is there's, the majority of the folks that are now, members and subscribers and members of Peloton, they don't even remember that time of, their journey, which is great. I love it. They don't even know a time where we were going, wait, where's the black? Oh, the black guy. Like they don't even know. They don't even know that history or that time period, which I love. Yeah. Like they don't even know it. There's lots of diversity. There's lots of coaches. They don't even know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for Alex. It's big. I might get on the tread and walk while he running a couple times. I might do that.
Just run the class, John.
I did run one, right? Goodness. What was that class I ran with you, Jessica? There was one I ran.
Camilla's
right?
run. That's did so great.
That was Camilla. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, I was tired. But
she got a reggaeton coming and a hip hop. I'm so hyped.
Oh Lord. Oh, that sounds great. But I don't know. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I have fun. And I know I gotta get back in the running, so I'll be back in there at some point.
I mean, you can do whatever speed you want anyway. That's what I do. I mean, those people are crazy. I tell y'all this all the time.
Yeah,
like Olivia's like jog at a 10. Girl, who's jogging at a 10?
No, Olivia's on.
She's never seen a 10
next.
Unless my son is running on it.
Olivia, she just next. Something I don't know what she takes. I don't know. Her legs.
Listen, the sparkle assassin is real. The glitter assassin is real. That girl is wild.
I don't take that lady. I remember I took her for a Soul Cycle class way back in the day.
Yeah.
I thought I saw Jesus, and I said never again. And then when I saw her on the platform, I was like, why does this lady look so familiar? Mm-hmm. And I took a run, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've died with her before. Like, my girlfriend had to remind me. She was like, don't you remember her? And I was like, oh, shit.
That's who it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's literally the size of my left thigh.
She's so small.
That's part of it.
And the fact that she doesn't sweat, not okay.
She doesn't sweat.
That is just,
and
that's offensive.
Stays in place.
That's offensive that she ain't sweating. You know what I mean? That'd be offending me. You know what I mean? While I'm about to fall off the tread, she don't be even sweating. That's offensive.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like, just look like you're exerting some kind of energy.
Throw some water on your face.
Cucumber.
Throw some water on your face or something. Dang. You know what I mean? She ain't
Take
right.
a squirt bottle and squirt herself.
That ain't right.
Or pretend to dab the air. I don't know. Just make me feel like you dying with me. I can't.
Just breathe hard one time. Goodness gracious.
Okay. Just give me a huff.
God dang. Yeah, I used to take Olivia a lot. Well, there was a time when, like 7 a.m., it was consistent. You'd have like Olivia around that time frame. It'd be like a shorter class, it'd be like 30-minute run or something. There was a time like that, and I was just like religious. Every morning I'd get up and do that 7 a.m. run. I got to get back to that. Regardless of who is there running in that spot or around 7:30, or if I have to take an on-demand, I got to get back to that kind of schedule. It worked well back when I did it. But
now, for the turkey burn, I told Peloton, I'm like, listen, with Alex being on the tread for his premier run on turkey burn, y'all can't be messing up these servers.
Oh, snap.
Like,
I've come to believe.
Y'all better get it together.
I've come to believe that is strategic. You know what I'm saying? It's like we so popular, look, our stuff just gets shut down. Is it something like that? Is it just in my head, huh? No?
I don't know. I've thought that before. I've wondered it before. But I don't know.
I don't know.
They better have it together for turkey burn. Because those are already the largest classes live on a platform. Like every year, I think like 20,000, 25,000 people.
That thing ain't going to work.
Show up.
That's going to blow up.
I can bet.
Live.
Server's going to break down.
Alex money. I can tell you right now, people in BGM were like, okay, now I'm going to buy a tray. Like,
yeah, I'm
like,
betting money. $100 is going to shut down. People are not going to be able to.
Server shutting down.
$100.
You're going to have to get in there early. And then you're going to get, and you're still going to get kicked out. That ain't, I don't know. I ain't believing it yet.
It's going to be very bad.
What's going on, Kari? What's happening?
Good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good. Can't complain.
Good. So I wanted to hop on and talk about Alex's run today with Ashton. Man, it was...
What?
He was unbelievable.
He doing that same stuff still running crazy?
Man, he had Ashton like catching his... He couldn't talk. He had Ashton at the end running so hard, he couldn't talk.
Now listen to this, right? I say this is going back to something Coco Loco said. If Ashton is training for the marathon, and Alex, we don't know what he's doing, but he out here running like this, and Ashton's huffing and puffing, and he ain't. Does that lend to this possibility of maybe he just all of a sudden is running the marathon?
No.
I'm sticking to it.
Nicole probably is right, but you think of it, he's probably like a short distance. He plays ball.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Minardi, look at his stats. He did like a just run not too long ago, and it was for a really long time.
No, trust me, I've been on the just runs with him. I said that before.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Okay.
I didn't say that was okay. I did not allow.
You didn't approve that? You didn't approve that?
Just the two of us.
Oh damn! Damn!
Together.
Oh, this is scandal.
Take it easy.
This is
I know
scandal.
your birthday's tomorrow, but I will come at you, Minardi. You better run.
Oh, hold up. Oh, this is scandal. Okay.
No, but a lot of since like June, July, a lot of just runs that I've take, because I would do, especially on speed days when I was training for the half, I did a lot of just runs because it's hard to do like speed days and intervals in actual classes, like listen to an instructor, or sometimes you want to just do a long endurance run that's 90 minutes and you don't want to listen to. Anyway, I got to talk about that 90-minute one that they dropped. But anyway, I've seen him in a lot of scenic and just run classes. And they are significantly long. And I'm like, what? I wonder what he's doing. So I don't doubt that he may just pop up and be like, hey, I'm doing the marathon. But I think the fact that he's not out of breath is because he plays so much ball and he was MVP. You know what I mean? So he just, and you know, Ashton he ain't about that life.
See?
He looked very, very exhausted. And I was like, are you okay, sir? Like he was not well.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I was talking.
He was struggling.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. I was talking to him like I was having lunch with him. This was like a month or two ago or something. He was telling me see, y'all don't get this work. Y'all don't know nothing about this.
No, I don't. I don't think that, like the class plan, he went from. It was like regular. Get into your jog, and then it was like a 4-minute tempo. No, it was a 4-minute, maybe 10K pace, and then you went into your marathon pace, and then you came back into your 10K pace, and I was like, sir, where?
And then he said sprints.
He
said
yes,
sprints.
and then after that, I was like, I'm sorry, I just came in and out of my marathon and 10K pace. Then you finished off with some sprint intervals. Then you came back into your 10K pace. Then back into the fact that I remember the class plan because I was so traumatized. I was like, sir, what are you doing? Like, you just want me to die up on this tread? I ignored him. It was an endurance run for me. We're not doing this, Alex. We're not.
And
but
also,
when I take the class at the speeds he calls, I'm probably going to die because they're long intervals, like 4 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
I think he runs so well, he forgets. Like, I only saw the first class. I was walking on and like he forgets what he called, and then like 10 minutes later, it's like, oh yeah, slow down. You like died already.
And he's like he runs. His form is really dope. Like his posture, the way he runs very effortlessly. Like he's a natural runner. So I think he just forgets. Like, oh yeah, we're at our 10K pace, and I'm like, sir, you're not gonna slow down.
I think Alex's running is what Coco Loco sees in her mind as he's coming.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it.
What she doesn't realize though is that's actually him running away from her.
No. Listen, we're all running in the same direction.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Ooh,
forward,
man.
as Alex always says. Just if you're gonna fall forward. We're good. We are good.
You know, my mind
falling forward away from you, you crazy stalker.
Hey, Danielle. Good luck at the marathon trying to figure out your way around New York City.
Ooh.
I have stuff. I don't have to worry about you.
They won't let you in the studio.
Give me COVID.
Wow.
I'm dead.
On a similar note with the tread, though, do we think that this is going to help build some sales for Peloton? Because it seems like they're also building a community of tread instructors. Like they're trying to bring more people to the tread.
You think the fact that they're moving Alex and others over to the tread, is that what you're asking?
Yeah. I
I
think
think
they're going all in.
I think that has to do with it, like a bunch of the instructors being pregnant too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that too.
maternity leaves are back to back for a
They
few of the new
lost
ones they
two
just brought up.
on tread, right? Bex
Yeah,
and
Bex,
Jess.
Jess, and Selena.
That's
Oh,
right. That's right.
So that means there's one more.
I think it'll help though. I mean, even if that's not their game plan, I think it'll help the numbers because I am telling you, the number of people who commented when I posted about him coming officially to the tread, who was like, "Okay, now I need to go figure out where I'm putting my treadmill," was like bananas.
See,
So
I also
Even
it's
think
about
in
to be crazy.
Camilla's
even
going to
in the
start soon.
feel good chat, same thing. They were the same way, Danielle. They're like, okay, well, we have the bike now. We need to make room for the tread to support our boy.
See,
And I think Camilla will start teaching in Spanish, and
yeah.
that'll have a draw to it as well.
I think you're right. I think you're incredibly right about that, Kari. I think, but I'm not sure if it is going to have a draw for anybody outside who is not already within the community. Like I don't know, but I think within the community, those that did not have treads or weren't using the running content, it might have some impact, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway,
and then like along those lines, because Hannah has now just recorded some scenic walking content.
oh, is that right?
I mean, yeah. How great would it be to bring her to the tread?
She coming.
She
Yeah,
coming, right?
she's coming.
She
She's
gotta
been in the
be.
studio in New York for a while. So I
How's
feel
she?
like she was training.
How's she
And they
not
were
going to be on the
taking-
tread? Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With her background, like
She's
for
a
real,
runner. Like
like literally.
She a runner. She
Yeah.
a track star.
she's a track
Good night.
star.
Good
Yeah.
night.
Because it went down like this.
Guys,
I'm going to show you how it went down. It went down like this, right? This is how it went down. We about to hire a track star as a trainer, as one of our instructors. Oh, but we going to put her on the bike.
What kind of shit is that?
You see, that's how it went down. You see what I'm saying?
I'm dead. I can't. Wait,
That's
no,
how
can
it
I
went
talk, please? Please, no,
But
I
isn't
have,
that how it
I
went
have
with
an
Kirsten,
announcement.
Go
I
ahead.
We're
have
ready.
an announcement.
We're
Kirsten
ready.
was on the bike though, right?
Guys,
So
I just
they
got
did
off
the same
Kendall's
thing with Kirsten.
class.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen to
All
me.
right,
Yeah.
relax, Steph.
No,
Jesus.
because it's Thursday, right? Like, I'm not bugging out. Why were there people in the studio?
For real?
People were in the studio for a 7 p.m. low impact class. That shit was fucking full. And Marcel was in bike 1, row 1.
Girl, you was taking it on demand.
I'm not fucking. It's literally, I fucking recorded half the class on the damn bike
Dang,
because I was
really?
like, this is suspicious as fuck. Kendall's like, somebody taller than me was just on this bike because it's so hard for me to reach the handlebars. Wink, wink. I'm like, bitch, if you don't,
What?
what
What was they talking about? I don't know what.
This
Somebody
low
taller
impact
than
class
her.
she just taught. I literally am still on the bike, Unc.
Oh, snap. I need to know about this.
Oh, so
You
was
sound
that the
stressed.
special?
Somebody
Was that one
taller
of the
than her.
special Cody classes? Cody classes though, because they keep
I
saying Cody has a special class dropping, or there's some special thing happening with Cody. So
Maybe
they
that's
Was
what
it
it
wasn't
was.
happening
recording his
today?
special class.
I
Maybe
am
he
just
recorded it, and it's gonna drop at some
confused.
point.
You
But
sound stressed.
Just bring Chris up to the stage so he can explain.
Yeah. Chris, where are you?
That part.
Chris is not here. I don't
TMZ,
think.
where are you?
Chris said he had a conflict today. I was like, dang, that's all
He's
right.
here.
Hell, you see? There
Oh,
you
here
go
he
again.
get.
There he
He's
go.
here.
You better come on up here and where my dubs?
Schedule on Thursdays
Well,
for 2023.
Well, you know what? Yeah, Chris can tell it, but there's some other stuff we need to talk about with Chris. Did I invite him up? Did I mess it up?
No, he's here.
Oh, is he there?
I'm here, but I'm not really here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
kind
Happy
of listening.
belated birthday, Chris.
Thank you. I'm just kind of listening on mute today.
Oh, okay.
Until now.
Oh,
You're
okay.
not allowed.
Oh, you got summoned.
I'm here, but not really here. Chris is honestly his motto.
I literally had one ear in.
Oh, that's funny. Exactly. You got summons now. I can't remember why we summoned you because I started laughing so hard.
Why was Marcel on the bike, Chris? I know she used to teach at Flywheel, but why was she on the bike?
Nah.
I don't know about Marcel. I do know Cody's thing was this afternoon though. The rehearsal for the special event class.
Oh, snap.
That was the rehearsal class that was
But then
today.
why would they just let everybody just hang out in the 7 p.m. class?
Maybe they were lonely.
Good night here.
Oh my God, I like that one. I like that. See, even if Chris knew, he might not be trying to tell y'all right now. So I'm just, I'm just letting y'all know. Because
well, Danielle's here, so if Danielle weren't here, I could tell y'all. But
and Danielle's here.
That's what we're doing, Chris. This is where we are.
Exactly.
This is what we are continuing,
Exactly.
right?
yeah, and until we
All
don't,
right.
but yeah.
I see how it is.
Well,
This
It's fine.
riddle talk just sends me every time.
well, I was just minding my own business, just perusing the internet. I wasn't bothering nobody. I just was doing my little normal Peloton search. That's it. And all of a sudden, I get an ad, or not an ad, a story from TMZ that shows up talking about Kanye West. And in the TMZ story, it said, this is the information we got from Peloton's interview with Pelobuddy. Right within the TMZ article, they are quoting the source. This is information we got from Chris.
Confirmed.
We confirmed this from Chris. And so, that threw me for a minute. But then I did some more research, and people came at me and said, John, you're just talking about TMZ. There's like 5 other outlets that quoted Pelobuddy on that story. Right? And so, I can't remember all 5 of them. I'm like trying to find it now as we're talking. I'm trying to scroll to see what those outlets were. But they were major
It was
outlets.
CNN, and Sports Illustrated. LA Times were a few of the ones today.
See, Chris knows. See, so initially I was going, if it was just TMZ, then we got to revert back to, our questions of whether or not, Chris is really TMZ. He really is TMZ. If we had to go back to that. But now that we got 5 other outlets, I don't know if the question applies anymore. I'm not sure.
Those other outlets pick up TMZ all the time. So Chris is TMZ.
So it still might apply? It still might apply? Oh, okay.
It still applies.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. But that one caught me. I thought it was hilarious. I posted it like in a million places after I saw it.
Yeah, I thought nobody would notice that one, but not so much. So
I was so happy I saw that. I couldn't wait to share that news. That was really fun.
Thanks for sharing that. I did get a laugh as well when I saw that. So
That was a lot of fun. Which I guess takes us into, look, it's funny. We're literally on topic number 2. I guess it could be considered 3, right? Because we did 3 as 1. But anyways, that takes us into topic number 2, which is Peloton just gonna come out and well, first I think I heard this from Chris as well. Chris posted the next morning. Alex said on a ride last night or the night before that day that he's not playing any of that more of that Kanye West music. And so I think I got that from Chris. And then shortly thereafter, later on that evening, Peloton said the same thing. You know what? We putting that on hold. We ain't doing that either. We shutting that down. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of applauded him because I was a little disturbed with Kanye. 4 years ago when he was talking about slavery was a choice.
That part.
Okay, so I ain't had no problems with it.
That was the same way, John. Long time, Kanye.
You hear me?
That slavery was a choice should have been. Anyway, let me quiet.
Y'all, we're gonna get very derailed if we go into how the people are trying to pit Jewish communities against Black communities by denouncing Kanye only after he made anti-Semitic talk.
Ooh.
Because to me, it's reeking of anti-Blackness. It's like, people now want to come out, but y'all couldn't come out when he said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, I heard that.
Shoot, the White Lives Matter shirt was already a mess.
Oh my God.
So we need to keep this on fitness.
Okay.
So, out of respect for the platform,
I'm with you.
But I'm just saying, it seems a little suspicious. I feel like that Cardi B meme, right?
This is suspicious.
That's suspicious.
Of course, everybody kind of saw that. I just kind of let that go for the very reasons that you're talking about right now. I'm just happy that for whatever reason, specifically as it relates to the stuff I be trying to do, to have somebody out there talking about, I mean, goodness, my second great grandfather was a slave. I mean, my my grandfather knew him. I mean, goodness, and he was only freed on Juneteenth in 1865. He was a Texas slave. He's one of the last ones freed. Like, I mean, I got the stories right in my history. I tried to find him. He buried in the woods behind a whites only cemetery. I got all the stories. So to hear Kanye, I got all this stuff. To hear Kanye coming out talking about slavery was a choice, I don't need to hear that, and I don't know what that's going to create. So when I hear, they talking about shutting that down, I'm just telling you from my perspective, I was like, all right, go Peloton, let's go. I didn't even go down the
I would
route
like some
of questioning.
clarification though, Unc, because Kanye West, the rapper, is different than Kanye Omari West, the producer.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
No, like seriously,
No, but true. It's true because there's so much Kanye out in music that people don't realize.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Like, so it's like, where are we drawing the line to where we hear him and we see it say feature?
Right.
Like, is it just his songs only and where he's featured?
Right.
Or is it everything that he touched? Because if that's the case, y'all not going to have no music.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Kanye is literally, his imprint is on
Do you
hip-hop.
guys think like from a corporate perspective, like from a personal perspective, like me, like I'll draw my lines where I draw my lines, and you will do yours where you do yours, and like I already had, I'd already done that long before this with Kanye, but from a corporate perspective, right? Theirs is really about the bottom line, right? So if all of these other corporations are doing this, and they're in fear, there's like going to be some repercussions to their bottom line. Is this really a moral decision, or was this just, a financial decision?
Poison.
It's
right?
business.
Just a business decision, right?
Business.
Yeah, it's business.
Yeah, that's how I see it as. It's just them weighing it out, right?
I honestly think that if Foley was still around, it would have been about more than just business.
Yeah, probably.
Also
I think with Foley being gone, I think it's just business.
It's just business, right? That's why I can't even really, be all too excited or too hateful or anything.
I feel like if John was still here, the first time that Ye made wild ass remarks, the membership would have been able to have been like, "Hey, this is fucked up. Like, we don't do that no more." And he would have been taken off of the platform ahead of time.
Yeah, possibly, but yeah, it took a little more and different set of folks saying some stuff, and now they decided to. I think from a business perspective, it strictly was a business. They weighed some things out and made a business decision. That's how I see it, which is completely different than me. Like my decision 4 years ago had nothing, wasn't about money. It's about fear and safety. Like if you could say some stuff that all of a sudden might make my daughters in more of danger in certain areas of the country because of your rhetoric, then I got to start making decisions as a father, right? Like that was mine. But I think his is more of theirs is I think strictly about the bottom line, which is cool. I mean, I don't need them to be moral. If the bottom line is what it took, then I'm good. Cool. Anybody else have anything? You have anything, Chris?
One quick point on that. I just saw one thing they said in their statement is they're not going to remove the old on-demand classes as of right now. I did see today that Hydro posted and said they're removing both upcoming and previous on-demand classes. So I'm curious if more companies take the approach of removing old stuff, if that's going to make Peloton, have to change that decision. Mm-hmm.
You know how many classes would be? I just...
That's
literally like 2/3 of Alex's catalog. But
Alex,
I don't think,
especially if they go into everything that he's produced, and everything that he's touched. Like we will have no hip hop rides, runs, or anything left on the platform.
Right?
His imprint is
everywhere.
Like
everywhere.
I literally was taking, and I was like, "Oh, this is Kanye. Oh yeah, this." And then I listened to some of us. I was like, "Oh yeah, he did produce this track." And it's really insane how much power this has. And I know he needs help, and I genuinely do feel bad for him.
Yep.
But with that kind of money, I don't understand why you're not intentionally seeking mental help. Mm-hmm. And that's no excuse as to why you're the way that you are. But he is extremely ill mentally, and he needs the help. I am afraid for him.
Yep.
In terms of him harming himself because of the way he's been, like, it's been such a hard stop. And some people were trying to say that, you know, it's because he was really trying to get out the Adidas deal and this was a smart move. No, I don't think this was strategic because he probably didn't process the fact that, or if it started off strategic, he didn't realize it would be such a domino effect. This man lost so much money within a couple of days. It's been insane. He couldn't even go into Skechers. Like, I
Yeah.
think him being shut out and his mural in Chicago is being painted
Oh,
over.
goodness.
He's getting a lot of backlash, and I think it might draw him to the point where he might harm himself. And while I don't
I
like
agree.
him, you know what I mean? I
Right.
don't think he is a good. I think he's disgusting. That's neither
He's
here nor there.
spiraling
But I
now.
would never. Right. I would
He's
never want
spiraling.
someone to harm themselves. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's ill, and I
Yes.
don't want anyone to like harm themselves because of or lose their life because of this. I really think he needs help.
I agree with that. I feel the same way. Thought of it concerns me. At first, you're going, yeah, that. But then you start, as things start to move and the things start to drop, and it concerns me too. Like, nobody wants that. Ain't nobody looking for that. Like,
Right.
mine was strictly
That's what
about my, I literally what I've done all my life. Like, you're just trying to protect your family, and so you just support the things that will keep them safe. And I just thought, the rhetoric, not specifically long before this latest stuff, that rhetoric that started 4 or 5 years ago, I just thought had the possibility of putting my people in danger. So it was just about not supporting the rhetoric, but don't nobody want nothing to happen to them. So like,
Right.
yes,
But I think it will. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be the way that it's spinning. I think ever since his mom passed, and I saw one of the comments, ever since his mom died, he hasn't been the same. And I think he's always had mental health issues, but I think that brought him to a spiral that he's just kept becoming unraveled. It's been chaotic and just sad to watch.
And I
It's
could
just
feel
like,
that. I could feel that because his mom died sudden.
right.
And
'Cause she went
relative to like more of a cosmetic type of a surgical procedure
Yeah.
on top of that.
I think
And
she went for a BBL, didn't she?
yeah, and I and
Well,
I
it was
that
not,
wasn't
it was
nice.
lipo, but neither
Oh,
here nor
lipo,
there.
but neither here nor there. But nonetheless,
and
sorry.
I could feel that. I lost my mom suddenly. She wasn't sick. Just all of a
Yeah.
sudden, and you start reeling. Like I get that. And imagine my mind can go to a scenario where you're in the celebrity world. That sounds to me like maybe more of a curse, much more of a curse than a blessing. Like, you know what I mean? You got so many people around you praising you, and those praises may or may not be sincere. Most of them are not, because everyone wants something from you. But that's the world you live in. That's the bubble you walk in, right? Like, to me, that just feels like the most evil kind of a curse. And that everyone else sees it as like, oh yeah, I want to be celebrity. To me, it feels like a curse. And if you're at that point where you just lost somebody that close to you, I could see it. I could see the reeling. So yeah, I feel for him. I do feel for him relative to all of those points.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I was like, I just fundamentally, as a human to another human, like, I just feel sad for him. Like, I don't condone or agree with anything that he said, and I don't excuse it. But I'm just like, who does he have that's going to, like, step in and be like, you seriously need a lot of help and you have to get it? He doesn't have anybody, Like, I would assume it would have been his mother. I know his dad's around, but I don't know what kind of relationship they have. So it's just like, I don't know. I just
Well, that's
fundamentally feel
strange.
sad
That
for him to have
screenshot
to,
that
like, go through this.
Yeah, that screenshot he posted of his dad. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
I live on the Shade Room, so the Shade Room had posted. He posted and the Shade Room posted this text message he had with his dad, but it said like Dad 2022. Like apparently he like updates the conversation with his dad per year. Maybe I don't know. He's strange. He's a
Damn.
strange man.
Well, I know from watching the documentary that they weren't close. Like, he had no relationship with him for, like, the longest time, I guess. Like, they were together, and then his mom went one way and he went somewhere else. Like, it's just a strange relationship. So I don't even know, like, what his dad could do to help him. Because if you don't have that foundational relationship with a person, you're not all of a sudden going to necessarily take advice from them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
if this person hasn't been in your life for 20 years, you're not all of a sudden going to listen to them saying, you need help. You're going to be like, F you haven't been around for 20 plus years.
Right.
Now you want to come in and tell me I need help? Like, I don't trust you. I don't know you.
And I
You know
feel
what I mean?
like,
Even more so for someone who's not rational.
right. And I feel like I can align a lot of the stuff that, the ways that his life played out and a lot of the things that have happened to him and a lot of the ways that he processed them. Like I feel like I can align them to very specific, like structural and societal things. So that's why I got a lot of, I do feel bad and about how that played. But outside of that, even aside from that, it's got to be of little consequence if it's about to affect people that I love. So then I end up having to set it aside, regardless of why. The rhetoric might make me dangerous. So then you know what I'm saying? So, but I do feel for him. What's up, Courtney?
What's up?
What's going on?
I just wanted to say I got so excited about your post about the corporation that I went on, and I was like, "Oh, how do I donate?" Like I'm ready.
Oh, thank you for that. You can't do it yet. I still got to finish it out. We're going to do the kickoff on December 15th, but we almost there.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, it's coming. But I was gonna say that I think from a business side, what might be beneficial is stopping from today of playing his music, maybe that he is featured on or that is him. I think it is going to be challenging to extract the producer side and purging the library. I feel that what might be best is, like when they do the mental health rides, like some type of disclaimer, right? Like,
Right.
This music is from this person, but, as an artist, but him as an individual does not reflect, the views and the position of Peloton in the community.
Yeah.
I think that would be a more like smart and thoughtful response because, at some point you also want to respect the artistry, right?
Right.
But the man is deeply concerning, but then also you don't want to be pulling all of these classes, from the library. So I'm just hoping that once everyone circles back, that maybe they provide that kind of like disclaimer either before or kind of after the ride or whatever the platform is, just to make that clear.
I love that. I love that approach. I mean, because you could do that more generally. It doesn't have to be about any one individual, right? Like, 'cause every artist, they may have something somewhere that might be outside of the moral standard and compass of any individual or majority of individuals on the platform. So I guess you could do that more broadly. So I like that approach. That actually
because otherwise we all just gonna be riding to Taylor Swift. If that's the case, no hip hop, nothing.
God, hold up.
Don't say
What
that,
riding to
girl.
Taylor Swift?
Don't say that. I would
Okay.
literally do what my man does. Do just ride or ride on mute instead of playlist.
Oh,
Like what
man.
people do for
That's what I'm
PZ.
saying. Like,
Y'all gonna have me
that's
getting
what I'm saying. Like
me getting
we have
Equinox
to think
Plus
of-
on demand. Talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. We just have to think of something else. I'm hoping that whoever is left in the C-suite at Peloton, maybe they think about that approach, because if not, it is not. It's going to be hard to. It's going to be a very narrow catalog.
That is very
about the producer.
That is very insightful, Courtney. That is extremely insightful, and that is another reason why I think it really doesn't have as much to do with the moral kind of stance. I think it was just, financial. It's more visible if you say, we ain't playing that no more. You know what I mean? Like, because what you're saying is very logical to me.
To be honest, it should have started like slavery was not a choice. I don't know what history, I don't know what. But then even going back, it was either this year or the year before. Like, you can say whatever you want to say about the Kardashians, but as a mother, I was super concerned about like all the negativity towards her, him posting the information about the kids' schools, him saying that he's not allowed to see them. Like all of that, yes, hate is it not tolerable, but all of that leading up, I just felt that any organization would have been well within their purview to say, this is concerning. We are going to pause from including this like from henceforward and
Right.
like reevaluate.
Yeah, I think that kind of aligns back to the same point. I think it just hadn't gotten to a place where it could possibly hit their bottom line, which is why I go back to, I don't think it's about morals at all. I think it just, this is the first time where there was some element that they thought could affect their bottom line. You know.
And then lastly, I do feel as a medical professional that it should not be optional for him to seek care. I really feel that like some type of legal or, you know, some type of action should be taken that I think he needs to seek professional help. And if he will not do it, like I am concerned, and I've been concerned, especially like his negativity towards, you know, Kim and especially those young children, that he is an endangerment to himself and others.
Mm-hmm. I got a question on that when we get back, but I want to bring in Michelle. What's going on, Michelle? You still there? Oh, she might have dropped. Michelle Brockman, you still out there? All right, that's all right. We'll come back to Michelle. But yet, I guess the question I was going to ask is...
sorry.
No problem. What's going on, Michelle?
I was here, but I usually just listen and I don't talk.
Oh, no worries.
But I thought I'd give you a Hollywood report on what you were talking about earlier.
Okay.
I mean, just since I'm out here in LA, I don't know Kanye, but I have 2 family members that work at the talent agency that fired him.
Oh, snap.
And I know people who have grown up with Kim, even though I really don't know much about the Kardashians or follow that. And I just kind of wanted to add, from my experience being adjacent to a lot of Hollywood people, I can guarantee you that he has been advised to get treatment.
Yeah.
By everyone in his life over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, Kim, I know what her public image is. And again, I'm not a fan, but she grew up in a family where they didn't just walk away from him. I am certain that they tried to get him to get more help.
Right.
They have kids together. And I know the agents, even when this kind of stuff goes on, they try to guide people to make better choices and not ruin their career, even if it's just for financial reasons.
Yeah.
So I do feel terrible for him because he's in a really bad way, but I definitely think there are people that have tried to get him to get the help he needs, and he just doesn't.
Yeah.
Michelle, I agree. And I wish that if I was in the position, like as his talent agency, that I would have appealed to someone to say, this no longer needs to be an option. Like this man is potentially could harm himself and has, I mean, look at his path up until this date. I mean, you can see, you know, not going into diagnoses, but there's such volatility and instability that it's concerning. So I just wish that it would be like a non-negotiable to send him like mandatory.
But I would guess, and this is totally a guess because I'm not involved in this particular thing. I mean, I think that that's been attempted. I would guess based on things I know about other people.
Yeah.
You'd think that would be tough.
Like, it's just, it's absolutely. And then you have to prove all these things. Like, it's not a simple thing. I'm agreeing with you, Michelle, that it's getting worse. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just what we see, like, playing out in the media. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what it's like you were saying, like on the inner circle. Like, what in the world must be going on there?
I got a question about it. You know, I've had family members in the past over the years where, you know, they need help. And generally they would come to me like monetarily, and then there would be people you just love dearly. So of course you give them the money, and then after a while you realize they're using the money for something else. So you're not really helping. You're just an enabler. You're just a person perpetuating their the broken part of who they are at that moment in their life, right? And so I've been in that situation before, and it's painful. Like, you got to then tell them no, and you got to shut it down. It's just painful stuff. It was for me. Like, I'm just so empathetic. I just have to tell them no. It was always so painful, right? And so I'm looking at this situation as well, and I'm thinking the same thing. Is like, is this just like the blessing, really? Like the forcing of someone has to face something if all these people decide, regardless of what you think about his stances, his opinions, regardless of the moral stuff. We know that he's got the mental thing, and we know he stopped taking the medication. So if they just shut stuff down and then you're not enabling it, then he might have to face it to do something about that particular issue, right?
We can hope.
We could hope, yeah.
I mean, Stacey Dash is getting help, and she better now.
Oh.
She just found out DMX died, though.
No.
Oh Lord. Oh
No,
Lord.
we not. We are
Oh
not
Lord.
going to
Jessica, we're
Stacey
not
Lord.
going.
Dash, Jessica.
Oh
Oh my
Lord.
What? I
Lord.
was just
Oh
saying.
I
Lord.
just choked on my water.
She did. She literally found out like yesterday. I don't
I
know.
saw that on Instagram or something. She was just messed up crying on Instagram. She just found out.
She was devastated.
She
She
was
was like, DMX
devastated.
died. I was like, girl, what?
Girl,
Like, what?
you serious? Yeah, I saw that. All right, I know I done took us an hour in, and we done got through three topics. So I'm gonna go ahead and move us on to the next one. So I've been seeing this for a little while, but I hadn't started and thought to put it on the agenda until this last time I posted about it. I posted about it like 2 or 3 times in the past, and that is, I'll see Jennifer Jacobs out on Instagram, she's a good friend of mine. You know, Jen's always been cool with my family and everything. She hung out with me at Alex's birthday. It was just me and her. We just hung out. But I'm real cool with her. She decided a year or so ago that when she advertises to take her classes on Beachbody, she'll show you how you can go to the browser on the Peloton bike, and so you could just be streaming and watching the class from the Peloton bike screen. Right? So then you don't have to cast it or nothing like that. And so you can just be riding your Peloton. I mean, of course, you ain't seeing no metrics or nothing. But you can be riding your bike on your Peloton, but you watching her class at, on the Body app. And when she first put out the